All right. All right, got a few people in here, so we can go ahead and get started. Just wanted to wait a little bit. Want to make sure everything was good as far as the audio and make sure everything was good. Sounds like everything is on the up and up. So we're gonna get right into it. Shout out to everybody who's here already. I appreciate you guys. We're gonna talk about IMV, the lawsuit that was dismissed. We're gonna also talk about some Georgia Southern football. Talk about the pregame versus UMass. We're gonna get into all that. Um, yeah, so hopefully you guys will hang around. We're going to talk about what actually happened. Shout out to CMAD and Tony Bruno. I haven't heard from Tony Bruno in a while. He has basically went off the radar and could not find him. I did not know where he was. I did not know what was going on, or whatever the case may be. Last time I talked to him was in a DM he wanted to talk about the lawsuit. Apparently he went ghost, and a few days later he popped up, and basically the lawsuit that they were involved in was dismissed. We're going to talk about that for a little bit. Also, we're going to get into my Georgia Southern Eagles as we play UMass today, and we're going to talk about some of the games that's going on there. Drip X just told me breaking news that the game was postponed. So I'm gonna have to look into that and see what is going on there. Let me go look on. Shout out to Drip X. Appreciate you coming through. Uh, I haven't heard anything about the game being postponed. I heard it being at 4 o'clock, but we're gonna look into that right now. Let me look on my Twitter feed. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I'm not gonna say that you're wrong, you're right, or whatever the case may be. No, it look like everything is a go. It look like they're gonna be playing at 4 o'clock today, based on the Georgia Southern Twitter handle. Look like everything is still good. They would have updated it if anything changed. Um, so it look like they're gonna be playing at 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, they're gonna be playing at 4 o'clock today. I haven't heard anything outside of that. I know they pushed it back. They're gonna be playing on ESPN two. So yeah, it was a different team. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, they did push it back because I thought it was like a 12 o'clock game at one point, but then they pushed it back to 4 o'clock. It will be on ESPN two. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. I don't know if any of y'all. Well, Drip, you're pretty much new to the channel, so you may not know about this whole thing with IMV gaming. If you do, that's great. I'm going to get into that. Also, everybody else who's here, I appreciate you guys here. Like I changed the banner on the screen. Got the Welcome to First and Frame Race YouTube channel. I put that up there so people who are new there know what's going on here. And we're gonna look into that as far as what actually happened, because I don't have all the details, and so we're just gonna pretty much talk about that together. What's going on, DJ? What's up, Quaface? Appreciate y'all coming through. Really, really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Once again, shout out to CMAD. CMAD has been on this like a hawk from day one. He's been one of the guys trying to figure out what the hell's been going on with IMV gaming. He's been on it longer than I have. I only just made videos and updates of what actually happened. Last time in my last video, I talked about how they basically took everybody's money, and they said that they were not going to be able to fulfill their promises making the game. They claimed that they got swindled themselves. So with that being said, they're supposed to give everybody else back their money, and I'm pretty sure nobody's never heard anything about them getting their money back. So what happened was, I think Tony Bruno he filed a lawsuit. Or no, Tony Bruno didn't file a lawsuit. Tony Bruno was trying to figure out what was going on with them. IMV Gaming filed a lawsuit, I think, because it says right here they are the plaintiff, so they did file a lawsuit against Tony Bruno, and the case was dismissed. Basically, it was dismissed, and we're gonna go through this entire thing right here and find out why it was dismissed. I didn't read much of it. I read a little bit of it. It was late last night. I didn't really look at it. It was I was pretty much ready to go to sleep. So I didn't want to, read this while I was half asleep. You have to be on your game when you read legal documents, because These things are really tedious to read. So we're going to get into this. Let's see. All right, it says notice of lack of prosecution and notice of hearing pursuant to Florida Rules Civil Procedure 14.420. I want to say that's what it is. Notices appears on the face of the record. No record activity by filing the pleadings of orders of the court or otherwise has occurred for a period of 10 months immediately preceding the service of this notice. Further, no order staying the action has been issued or nor stipulation for stay or approved by the court. Therefore, any interest person, whether party to the action or not, including the court, may serve as notice to all parties that no such activity has occurred and no such notice is hereby given. So, basically, that's just the precursor to what's about to transpire as far as it being dismissed. So, therefore, pursuant to Florida, our civil, I guess a civil case P4 1420, if no record activity occurs within 60 days following the service of this notice and no stay is issued during the 60-day period, action will be dismissed by the court on its own motion. So basically, if the plaintiff don't do anything within, following the 60 days of this notice, and if no stay was issued 60 days of this to extend it, basically, this action shall be dismissed. So basically, that's what happened. Or on the motion of any interested person, whether a party of the action or not, after giving reasonable notice of the parties, notice hereby given unless a party shows good cause in writing at least 5 days prior to the hearing, this case shall be dismissed without further order of the court. Now, a hearing is scheduled for lack of prosecution on 10/16/2020 at 9 a.m. So that was supposed to be yesterday. They were supposed to get this together. And, basically, today is over. And, what is going on with my son? What happened, baby? Oh, he's still, okay. All right, never mind then. He acting up. All right, so, basically, they were supposed to put out a notice as far as, they're supposed to write a motion as of 10/16 yesterday at 9 a.m. and they did not. They filed I think they basically filed a lawsuit saying that Tony Bruno was lying and they wanted to get him for slander or something like that, as far as I remember. And basically, Tony Bruno took it to court. And when he took it to court, this is what happened. They never showed up. They didn't file anything. And there's also trying to say, that's another story about making another company. I don't want to get into that. So basically, since should the pleading be filed within the time set forth herein, the scheduled hearing is not canceled. So basically, they're saying if they file it, it will be not canceled. The scheduled hearing will go forward. Go forward if they did, but they didn't. Now, here's in bold letters. Fair to appear may result in dismissal of the case, sanctions, or a here entry of a default. Telephonic appearance is not admitted, so you can't call it in. Not permitted absent prior to approval of the court. Further, the pursuant of the Florida Rules adjudication, a judicial admin 2.516, the court orders the counsel of record shall serve this notice as self-presented party as prescribed by law. Ordered and done on August 17th, 2020. This was the case. This basically was the case right here that was filed in August. I guess it was filed in August, but they had till the 16th. No, this is not the Tony Bruno from Madden. This is another Tony Bruno. We thought it was the celebrity version of Tony Bruno, the one that did the YouTube channel. I mean, did the radio station. But no, this is another Tony Bruno. So because we all thought it was that too, because people was atting him and asking him questions at one point about it. So basically, IMV they pump fake. Tony Bruno and C-Mad pulled their card. They basically said, hey, if you're going to take this court, take it to court because you got nothing. Like DJ said, they robbed the people, then they got robbed, quote unquote got robbed. They did not get robbed. I think they just took the money and ran, basically. So please be patient while we rob in order to maybe pretend one day to care about y'all. No, basically what happened, they took the money and ran, and then they tried to claim victim. I mean, I said that in my last video. They tried to claim victim. It did not work. And basically, so Tony Bruno said that was basically roasting them throughout his website and on Twitter. And IMV basically sued him. They basically sued. IMV sued Tony Bruno for slander. And Tony Bruno and C-Mack called their bluff. Shout out to C-Mack. C-Mack was basically the one that put all this together and got it going. And at the end of the day, I don't know what we're going to hear from IMV at this point. I'm sorry, everybody. If you feel like you're going to get your money, I don't think you're getting your money. If I were you guys, I would just go ahead and put in a class action lawsuit or put in individual lawsuits to each person. Some people put up to $500, almost $1,000 each. I think one person put up to $1,500. I think a few people put up to $1,500 on this. I think they put up to $1,500 for this game, and it just did not come to fruition. I think they had like a half a screenshot. And I don't even think that was a screenshot of the game. That's probably like some graphic that they found somewhere. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's sad because these guys actually, this is how desperate people were for a football game, for a college football game. I mean, NCAA 14 was gone since 2003. I mean, 2013. I mean, they didn't come out with another game. So people wanted another football game. And some people are willing to put this kind of money up for a game, which is absolutely ridiculous. I would never do anything like that. I mean, I don't even think this was like a GoFundMe situation. They directly gave them money straight up. I don't know. I could be wrong. But at the end of the day, this story isn't over. Because people still need to get their money. And this is just a side note of everything that's happened. IMV sued Bruno to try to get him to stop talking bad about them. And they didn't even show up. That has nothing to do with what's actually going on with the fact that they took people money. That hasn't even been resolved yet. So we're still going to be in limbo trying to figure out, are these people going to get their money back? Are these people going to get prosecuted? These people need to be in jail. I believe that I believe that they should be. Now, if you're looking at a situation like, well, these people willingly gave money to us, then maybe they have a case. But nah, I don't think that's the case. I think they actually tried to provide a service and they tried to provide goods. So at the end of the day, I feel that they should be held accountable. Yeah, All Clutch TV, it was all a scheme in my Biggie voice. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I mean, they basically told people, hey, we need funding to make this game. We're going to make it possible. I think they showed a couple of screenshots or they showed a couple of player models or something like that. And people just started diming money out. I mean, they were diming money out so fast to the point where they got up to, quote me if I'm wrong, DJ or Quaface. I know you guys probably know better now. I think they got almost $250,000 or $275,000 or something like that. And there was two guys that was running this operation out of Mobile, Alabama. And Mobile, Alabama, they tried to run this operation out of Mobile, Alabama. And what happened was Dollar Jr., shout out to Dollar Jr. because Dollar Jr. lives in Mobile, Alabama, and Dollar tried to figure out where they were actually located. Dollar Jr. Talked to me behind the scenes. I mean, this could be public knowledge now because I think I already talked about it. He said he went by where they were supposed to be stationed at. They were supposed to be setting up shop and have a business at. Dollar said it was a rundown. It was a dilapidated, condemned building where the address was on their LinkedIn. Because I think DJ looked it up on their LinkedIn or where the actual address was. Dollar Jr. lives not too far from there. He went there and they didn't have anything. It was a condemned building. So all of a sudden from there, they moved from Mobile, Alabama to Atlanta, Georgia, which you really couldn't find them at that point. And then I heard something about them moving to Florida or something like that. But all throughout the while, maybe about a year or so later, they decided to tell everybody the truth that, yeah, we got your money, but we don't have anything to show for it because the second person they decided to do business with took their money and ran. So now it's this third people, this is third party that took the money that they got from everybody. So they want to play like the victim like everybody else. But they turn around and say, okay, we're going to do our best to give you your money back. Well, if you got scammed, why don't you get the money from the people that scammed you? See, so that's how I know it was all bullshit. You know, it was all bullshit. Yeah, Clutch TV, you know, Floating Raps was a sponsor. I mean, I expect him to do a video on this because, I don't expect him to do a video on this case, right? Because this case is a side note to what's going on. But, yeah, he put money in on it, you know. Super Lion, what's going on? Complimentary Sports, what's happening? Spectacular Pooh, what's going on? Appreciate you guys coming through. But yeah, Super Lion, yeah, it's 100% scam, man. This is just another side of what's going on. These people don't still have their money. You know what I mean? Also, he did make a video a while back telling he made the mistake that he made. Okay, so he did make it. Okay, see, I don't watch him. I couldn't tell you who. I mean, I know of him, but I don't watch him, so I wouldn't know even if if he did put that out. But yeah, I mean, this is what's going on. I mean, at the end of the day, for everybody who was here, who just showed up, Tony Bruno, not the celebrity Tony Bruno, is another guy named Tony Bruno. He was going to be on our podcast at one point, but I guess he stopped. He wasn't going to be in the podcast because I think he actually got sued by IMV. And I told him, if that's the case, I don't want anything to do with it, because if he comes on our podcast and say certain things, we could be implicated as well. So, I mean, we just talk about sports and gaming. We also talk about news within the football gaming community. This is news, but I don't want to actually be a part of something that I really shouldn't be a part of. I just want to relay the news to you guys. So once that happened, I haven't heard from him. I think we talked about this on another podcast where it was like, well, where is he? What happened? What's going on with IMV? And I showed, like, these are the last bit of communication I had with him, where he asked, like, they were supposed to come to some type of agreement or whatever. And because the lawsuit was going on, and he wanted me to ask him what questions I wanted. I was like, yeah, well, are they making a game? And I heard nothing back from him. And so, like, months or a year later, this happens where they try to sue him, and being sued, they end up getting dismissed because they were supposed to file a motion yesterday, and they didn't even show up. So I don't think they should have showed up anyway, because if they did, like we said that on the podcast, Tony Bruno had the cards was in his hand, the ball was in his court. If they would have went forward with this, he would have been able to have some discovery. He would have been able to show discovery. He would have been able to get all the records of what they're doing, because they have to prove that what he's saying is not true. So for him to get all that information, everybody would have known that this was a scam. Everybody would have known, because they would have had to show the court why Tony Bruno was lying. And they could not produce that, because if they tried to produce it, they would have showed that, okay, we got everybody's money and we don't know what to do with this money. Well, we know what to do with it. We just took it and ran. So, yeah. Quaface says, after Damon Grow bullshit, I'm shocked that the people give. Yeah, exactly. You would think that after what happened with Damon Grow, you would think that nobody would go and cater to something like this, put their money out on something like this. I mean, I find it absolutely ridiculous that people not only just put up money, Quaface, they put up big money. Some people put up the $1,500 that I know of. Some people put $500. Some people put $1,000. Some people put $200, $300, $400. I mean, hell, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. Even if you thought they was gonna put up a game, I feel like donating $5 maximum. Even if you thought they was gonna put something up there, $5 maximum would have been. I would not have tripped on that. If somebody put up $5, if you put up more than $5, you're dumbass because they don't have nothing. But putting up $5, I mean that's a generous. I mean I feel that's a generous donation, but it's crazy. State of Sports franchise said that's some BS. The case is dismissed, but that doesn't mean another lawsuit cannot be filed. All right, State of Sports. I want to tell you real quick. This is another lawsuit on it has nothing related with the monies. This lawsuit is based on IMV claiming that Tony Bruno slandered them by saying that they have no game. They're swindling people. They are scamming people. So IMV sued him because they claimed that he was slandering them or liable or whatever the case may be. Well, Tony Bruno and CMAD say, let's take it to court. They did not show up because if they had to show up, they would have had to prove that Tony Bruno's not lying. You have to show proof that Tony Bruno is slandering them. Now, with that being said, that means that they would have to show everything. And if they showed everything, they would have showed that, okay, well, where's the money? Well, where's the concept of the game? Where's all this other stuff going on? You know what I'm saying? They would have to show that. And they didn't show up because they don't have anything. Even Big Ant denied working with IMV. That was a red flag as well. Right, exactly. Yep, that was a red flag. It's crazy, man. All the money went to IMV, could have gone to Maximum Access. Well, absolutely true. You're right. You're absolutely true. DJ says Spencer Dwiddle was supposed to be a celebrity sponsor. Never talked about IMV. Wore no merch except. Was there merch? Was that IMV merch? Really? You know, if that's it, I would get that. I would try to get IMV merch just to troll. If there was merch, I would get it and hang it up on my wall just to troll people. But that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, they said all this other stuff, like they're supposed to have celebrity sponsors. They're supposed to have I remember one time they said they're supposed to have some college people hanging out with them to help make the game and all this stuff. I mean, these guys did a lot of BS. And with that being said, I feel that they should be prosecuted. Somebody need to come up and give them somebody need to come up and file a lawsuit to file some charges. Yeah, wide receiver clubs and t-shirts. Oh man, I wish I would have known that. I would get that just to have it, bro. Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy. Where's Getting at? I swear that dude should have some type of IMV field. Man, look. Man, look, Getting is all behind IMV. He was behind Damon Grow. I'm not sure if he said much about Axis or Maximum. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get that merch. I'm gonna try to get it. Quaface says, but people don't want to support people that are out here really work. Right, exactly. Say what you want about Maximum or Axis. I mean, those games are actual games you can play. And for the most part, I'm actually having fun playing Maximum. I may get Axis. I might buy Axis today because I really want to get on that and play it. So, but yeah, it's crazy, man. At the end of the day, IMV got almost $250,000 out of people and ran with it. And I don't know where that's going. When if anything comes up with IMV as far as any lawsuits or if they're giving people their money back or anything that the case may be, I will be one of the first people to talk about it because this story is not over yet. Like I said, this story is not over. I mean, these guys, this right here is just another piece of the puzzle to everything that's going on. This necessarily has nothing to do. It really has nothing to do with people getting their money back. This was them hoping and praying that they show that Tony Bruno was a liar. Because like you said, you see up here at the top, the plaintiff is IMV Gaming. They sued Tony Bruno, which was the defendant. And what happened was basically campfire stories. And basically they were supposed to show that Tony Bruno was lying. Tony Bruno was slandering them. And if that was the case, they should have showed that, okay, this money's going into this money's going into that. And they didn't produce. That just tells me two things. It tells me that, one, they don't have a game. They still don't have a game. Two, they have the money or don't have the money. And, well, those are two things. I don't have a third one. But I think they should be pressed on charges. Antonio Wilson asked, do you think they will get charged? I don't think they will, because as of right now, nobody has done anything. People got to realize this has been going on since 2017, I want to think. This has been a 3-year project. I hope they get charges. They need to be locked. Yeah, people need to realize this could be constituted as a felony. They got people out of almost $250,000. 2016. It's been going on for 4 years. This has been going on for 4 years, and they could easily, this could easily be charges and be prosecuted for some jail time. This is not do some community service. And, that's a whole lot of money to get out of people. They need to be in jail for 4 years. I don't know, man. Stuff like that, man. To be honest, stuff like this could give you 10 years or more. They took a lot of people money, and if everybody decides to prosecute at once, it could be more than that. What'd you say, baby? Okay, I'll get some when I'm done. That's not a problem. My son is turned into a big fan of pretzels. He likes pretzels all of a sudden. So he ate all the pretzels that's here, so I need to go get some more pretzels when I'm done with this stream. Boy, you a mess. What are you doing? Oh, okay. But yeah, no, they can get some serious jail time. This is a felony. Let me look in the state of Florida. Let's see. I don't even know what it'd be called. I would say money laundering. No, I don't think it's money laundering. Hold on one second. Let's see. Okay, so basically it'd be under fraud. Ooh, Jesus. I'm not going to read all this. I just need to know how much time they'll get. Over 250. Jail. Okay. Let me see if I can put this on the screen real quick. So they call it money. They said money laundering laws. I don't think it's a money laundering law, but let's put it right here. It says the potential sentence for money laundering offenses depends on the value of financial transactions made by the defendant. General law requires prosecutors of money laundering as third-degree felony, 20,000, second degree, 100,000, first-degree felony if the transaction exceeds 100,000 or 12-month period. It says right here, a first-degree felony may increase potential sentence to a maximum of term of 30 years. So this is what we could be looking at right here. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Pooh. Yes, I did play Yakuza before. It's a great game. But he said first degree felony may increase the potential. The first degree one, because see, first degree right here says first degree transaction values exceed 100,000 within the 12-month period. A first degree felony may increase the potential sentence to a maximum of 30 years. So it looked like they could be doing some it looked like they could be doing some time, man. I mean, that's just the money laundering laws. Let me see. Let me put that back over there. There we go. So, yeah, so they look like they're going to be looking at some time, man. That's life depending on their age. Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd be anything different from anything outside of money laundering. Any other fraud would probably be about that kind of time as well. They said there's maximum crime of 30 years in prison, to 100,000 or more. So they look like they could be in trouble. All Clutch TV said, man, the football community is in a bad place from Joe Montana, then the IMV game, and all the cuz of Madden. Right, exactly. Yeah, man, but it's crazy, man. They're looking at. I mean, and let's just think about it. What if this not just one case of $250,000? What if it could be just a situation where everybody, files individually? It could be a lot of time. It could be a lot of time. I mean, and that's just crazy. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's just a bad look all the way around. I appreciate all y'all are here. I appreciate everybody here rocking with me right now. College football is going on. Before that, I'm going to get into my Georgia Southern football pregame. We're going to talk about some other scores real quick, and then we're going to call it a wrap. So basically, we're going to keep our eye on IMV and see what goes on with them. Looks like they're going to be in a situation where they could be in trouble. I mean, if not already. They were scared to show their hand in this lawsuit right here because they would have to show what they actually had, and they didn't want to go that route. So they decided to go ahead and not show up. So now the fact that they didn't show up, now we're looking at a situation with, let's see, pop up. Okay, good. Now they're probably looking at a situation where they could be in a situation where people could probably go after them. And rightfully so. I think they should go after them. No question. But we'll see how it goes. Let's see. All in good news, my PS5 accessories are being shipped out on the 30th. That's what's up. That is awesome. What all accessories did you get? Did you just get a controller? Did you get the did you get the remote control? Did you get the headset? What all did you get as far as the accessories? All right, let's get off of this trash right here. Let's talk about some football. UMass and my Georgia Southern Eagles. UMass has not played a game yet this year. So that's going to be a problem. I think because of COVID, I think they probably canceled their season or whatever. I don't know. But shout out to our athletic director. He was able to make a deal with them to play a game against us. They'll be coming down to Statesboro to play us today. It is going to be at 4 o'clock on ESPN2. So I will be watching. I hope you guys going to be watching as well. It's going to be fantastic to watch my Georgia Southern Eagles play some football. It's always a good time. Hopefully they don't keep it close because they are good at keeping it interesting. We lost only one game so far for 50-yard field goal, which I don't want to talk about. All the other games have been compelling and close. The Campbell game and the Louisiana Monroe game. So that's going to be great. Quaface said he got a controller, headset, and camera. Oh, that is awesome, bro. That's going to be what's up. And the charging dock. But let's get into it. I see Georgia Southern pretty much going to run through this team. They give us a 93.9, I'll say 94% chance of winning. So there's not much to talk about here. Basically, we should win this game. Hopefully we win this game. Georgia Southern has a tendency to keep things close. Like Pooh said, he wants to talk about that field goal. Yeah, it was devastating. I really don't want to talk about it. That dude missed like a 29-yarder and a 30-yarder or a 35-yarder earlier in the game, and he comes about and hits a 53-yarder. I mean, it was nuts. was a great comeback by Georgia Southern, but nevertheless, that's what happened. Let's see. Shaw Wirtz doing pretty good this year. 21 of 39, 337, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. J.D. King is the bell cow. He's running the ball. 63 carries for 370 yards, 3 touchdowns. He almost ran for 200 yards last game. And Wesley Kennedy, he is our top receiver, but I don't think he should be the top receiver. We got other receivers that can actually catch the ball now. So that'd be great. We see right here, the last 3 games, 27-26. We lost to Louisiana Monroe 20-18, and we beat Louisiana Monroe 35-30. Now, this game is we're supposed to play Appalachian State. The problem with that, Appalachian State has COVID, so Appalachian State fell off, and we weren't able to play them. We're going to play them in December. So it's not much to talk about this game. I don't know too many of the players for UMass. I don't know what to expect. They haven't played a game this year, so I'm just going to watch. Hopefully you guys will watch as well. Now, let's look at some of these other scores in college right now. Let's look at some of these scores. You can look at the top 25. Clemson and Georgia Tech is playing 7-7. A lot of people saying Georgia Tech has a chance to beat Clemson. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. Clemson is just too strong, but right now it's 7-7. Let's see. Pittsburgh is down against Miami 7-0. Pittsburgh, I see Miami beating them. They're playing in Miami as well. Auburn 9-0 on South Carolina. What is else to say? I mean, it's South Carolina. Tennessee and Kentucky are playing, and right now it's the end of the first quarter over there, and Tennessee should win that game. Now, those are the games that are playing in the top 25 right now. Louisville played Notre Dame later. Texas A&M played Mississippi State. North Carolina is number 5. I don't know why, but hey, shout out to North Carolina. They're playing against Florida State. The game of the night is going to be Georgia and Alabama. That's going to be the game of the night. I'm definitely going to be watching that after the Georgia Southern game. I don't too much care for the Bulldogs, but it's going to be a game to watch. It's going to be interesting to see. Here are the other games. Virginia Tech played Boston College. Oklahoma State played Baylor. Cincinnati plays Tulsa. Florida plays LSU. Man, what happened to LSU? And these are the scores from earlier this week. Coastal Carolina's looking nice. We're going to have to play them later on this year. I'm kind of worried about that. But, yeah, nevertheless, shout out to everybody who's here. I'm not going to waste no more people's time. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Complimentary Sports says Trevor Lawrence is balling. He always balls, yeah. And, yeah, LSU, they lost their quarterback, yeah, but you always think that with LSU, it'd always be next man up and they'll be able to, continue to be good. But 1 and 2, that's not a good start. So, Clemson just scored again, 14-7 up on Georgia Tech. Like I said, I know there's a few people actually thought Georgia Tech would win that game. I don't see it happening. But the game that I'm watching is going to be at 4 o'clock. I'm going to dibble and dab at these games. I may play some video games. I may stream. I doubt it. I doubt if I stream. I may just stream tomorrow. It'll be easier for me to stream tomorrow because I got some things to do around the house. I'm going to get some things done. Go get my son some pretzels. He loves pretzels. And I'm just going to get ready for the game on later on today, the 4 o'clock game. After the 4 o'clock game, when that game is over, I will stream the post game. I'll talk about the post game of the Georgia Southern Eagles, and we'll talk about what happened. And that'll be, that's pretty much it. Once again, shout out everybody here. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out the frame rate gear on Teespring. We also have a Patreon. And if you also feel generous, you can donate to the Cash App or PayPal. Is all love either way. If not, that is fine. It's totally optional. Also, every Tuesday we do a podcast here on First and Frame Rates. And it's Tuesday and Thursday around about 8 o'clock we do a podcast. And hopefully you guys will watch football, relax and enjoy, and come back and we'll talk about the post game later. Like like I said, if you guys haven't already, support the show, support what we're doing over here. Let everybody know what we're doing over here, and everything's gonna be good today. It's gonna be a pretty good day. Hopefully, we get the W and we'll be back to talk about it. So you guys be easy. You guys take care. Be safe. Don't do anything crazy. I want you guys to come back here and chop it up with me. All right, guys. Peace.